The world of international modeling, I mean, it seems so glamorous, right? Catwalks and photo shoots.
Yeah.
But what's it really like behind the scenes?
Right.
Today, we're going deep on someone who's way more than just a pretty face. We're talking about Corazon Ugalde Yellen.
Okay.
And get this, the articles you shared call her a world-class legend. I mean, over 25 magazine covers.
Wow, that's impressive. 25 covers.
Right. And we actually have two sources for this deep dive. So we have a profile straight from World Class Paris Fashion Week magazine.
Oh, nice.
And then we have an article about the magazine itself. So
Oh, interesting.
gives us a really cool perspective, I think.
Yeah, getting a glimpse behind the curtain like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fascinating.
So Corazon's story starts in the Philippines. She's the youngest daughter of a Philippine Air Force Brigadier General.
Wow. Talk about a family with some ambition.
Right. I mean, even her name, Corazon, means heart in Spanish, which I just think is so fitting.
Oh, it's meant to be.
And her heritage is this amazing mix.
Yeah.
Filipino, Malaysian, Polynesian, and Spanish.
Wow. Talk about a recipe for striking features.
Right.
That blend of cultures, that's got to play a big part in her international appeal, right? That unique look is what sets you apart in modeling, especially on a global stage.
Absolutely. And it looks like even at 13, she was already working. I mean, Pepsi, Firestone, Macy's,
Wow.
big names, clearly not messing around.
Yeah, those are brands everyone knows.
Yeah.
So she hit the ground running. This wasn't just a hobby for her.
No, absolutely not. But it gets even more impressive. The profile mentions she walked the runway for Yves Saint Laurent, Gianni Versace.
Wow.
But not just anywhere. The Excelsior restaurant on Rodeo Drive.
Oh, wow.
Talk about iconic.
Yeah, modeling in a place like that, it goes beyond just the clothes. You know what I mean? It speaks to a certain level of prestige, connections, being in the inner circle of the industry.
Totally. And it wasn't just Rodeo Drive. This woman was everywhere. New York Fashion Week, Paris, London, Milan, even Budapest.
Wow.
She was everywhere.
But one thing that stood out to me was she worked with this designer, Mitch DeSunia, several times. And it seems like they had a real bond.
Absolutely. I mean, in fashion, those repeated collaborations speak volumes. There's a trust there, a shared vision. They believe in her to elevate their work.
Totally. And if all that wasn't enough, she's also a member of SAG-AFTRA.
Oh, wow.
So for those listening who don't know, that's the Screen Actors Guild.
We're talking roles in reenactments, a stint on Days of Our Lives.
Okay.
The camera loves her.
Clearly. Clearly.
She even trained at the Herbert Berkoff studio in New York City.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she wasn't messing around.
Are you kidding?
But this is where it gets interesting. Remember how we were talking about her heritage?
Yeah.
Filipino, Malaysian, Polynesian, and Spanish?
Right. A really cool mix.
So the articles mention this fascination with Barbie dolls.
Oh, okay. No, that's intriguing. What's the story there?
Well, turns out she's a collector, like a serious collector.
No way.
Yeah, she even got the nickname the Living Doll because she would model life-size Barbie outfits at conventions and stuff.
Get out. That's amazing.
You know, right? It's such a fun detail, though, you know what I mean? She shows that playful side of her, that there's more than meets the eye. Totally. And speaking of multifaceted, she's also an author. You shared 2 of her books, right?
Yeah, it did.
What really stood out to you about those?
Well, first of all, the titles themselves are fascinating.
Yeah.
You've got Total Beauty and Life the Natural Way. And then the other one is Total Beauty and Life, a beauty queen's perspective.
Right.
And it seems like she's really drawing on her experiences, you know, trying to empower other women.
Absolutely. I mean, those titles alone, right?
Yeah.
It suggests that it's about more than just, you know.
Exactly. Exactly. It's going beyond just the superficial idea of beauty. It's about inner strength, resilience, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of wisdom that you gain from navigating a difficult world.
Right. And speaking of strength, her philanthropy work really caught my eye. The article talked about her involvement with the Lighthouse organization, which combats domestic violence.
Oh, wow. That's a cause that's so close to a lot of people's hearts. And honestly, it's often kept hidden. So the fact that she's using her platform to shine a light on that,
Yeah.
it takes courage to speak out about things like that.
Right. And it doesn't stop there.
Mhm.
So remember, she has roots in the Philippines.
Yeah.
She's also supporting this communal garden project there.
Really.
Yeah.
You know, that's the mark of someone who really gets it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one thing to achieve personal success,
Yeah.
but to then use that success to give back, that's truly world class.
And it all comes back to that world-class idea, doesn't it? Because
Yeah.
the article about the magazine really emphasized that whole thing.
Yep.
Like, it's not just about appearances,
Right.
It's about celebrating people who use their talents and influence
Yeah.
to give back.
Totally. It's about substance over style. And I think Corazon really embodies that,
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. She's got the modeling, the acting, the writing, the philanthropy.
Right. And it really challenges us too, It reminds us that people can be multifaceted.
Exactly.
Like you can be a successful model and a passionate advocate. You can walk runways and write books.
Absolutely. There's no one right way to be world class.
Right.
It's about finding what it means for you and going after it.
Totally. Well, on that note, I think we've done a pretty good job diving into the world of Corazon Ugalde Yellen.
We did. She's quite the inspiration.
She really is. But this leaves me with a question for you and for all of our listeners, really. What does world class look like in your own life?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What are those passions, those causes that really get you going?
Right.
And how can you, in your own way, make a difference, no matter how big or small? Use your own unique talents to leave your mark on the world. That's something to think about.
Food for thought, for sure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.